Oh, Instituto
From Buenos
Tecnológico
Aires,
de
starting
Buenos
their fill.
Aires. So
Buenos
I
Aires.
totally
Their
killed that
fill should
pronunciation,
last
but
about
Yeah, I
5
mean,
to 10 minutes.
Argentina,
so
right? If
be
I know
ready
my
to go
geology.
for a hybrid launch relatively shortly.
Okay, I don't want to embarrass myself.
that's all good.
But if that is the correct, shout out to, you guys for coming out here.
Show some love for
Many-
Buenos Aires. So yeah,
Many miles.
yeah, that's exciting. So I hope we'll be able to see them fly and get a good attempt in. And I don't know. I think we said we're done with 2 stages, and we're standing by with whatever remaining solids we have. So it's just down to the last handful of teams, and that's excellent news. 5 solids are left to go. 5 solids. So 5 solids, and I think 3 hybrids altogether. So we hope to get those all off. The good news is it is just coming up on 9 o'clock Mountain Time. Our judging window for scoring closes at noon. So if those rockets can fly sooner rather than later, that gives them an opportunity to recover their rocket again and get the rockets back to the recovery tent, and they'll actually plug in. Each rocket has an altimeter. And maybe you can talk a little bit about that. The altimeters themselves are required to be commercial off the shelf, at least one of them. And what kind of data do we collect off that?
Yeah, so I mean, of course you're collecting GPS. That's like the most important in terms of scoring. That's how you confirm with your height, but also speed, barometric pressure to also, double check was your GPS maybe accurate or not. And then accelerometers to check, obviously how fast you're accelerating or where you went to, which direction, all that stuff. But really, also the important thing is, recovery operations that the avionics does. So it's required because if you didn't have that, you wouldn't get your rocket back. And also you want 2. That's one being off the shelf commercial, and we know that it works because if you have 2 student research
if you've got 2 student designs,
and
it's kind
both,
of a risky
you
unproven.
you probably want 2 different ones because if one goes wrong, that's the whole point of the redundancy, the backup avionics. And
exactly. So those teams, exactly. I mean, those teams are going to bring those back, and at the recovery tent we have there's several different ways, I think, to get the altitude data. One is, ideally, I think just USB plug-in. You can just download the data, they graph it, and you can say, here's your apogee, and they use that for scoring, and that ties into both the overall score in terms of their target altitude and how close they got to the 10,000-foot or 30,000-foot marks. But then also the Jim Behrman Award is the precision. So if you say, okay, we, took weather account data, we know our rocket, and we did analysis, and we say we're going to fly to 10,032 feet. Then we'll measure that, right, and look at the barometric data and say, well, how close did you get? And the closest you got to that specific prediction can put you in the running for that Jim Behrman Award. So again, tune in tonight to see who won that, along with all the technical awards, along with the place and category awards for each of the different altitudes and different rocket styles, both commercial off the shelf. We talked about the Student Research and Development, or SRAD, solid motors, and then all the hybrid teams. Those are all separate categories with separate awards for each of those. And then there's the overall Spaceport America Cup trophy for top team. And so it'll be really exciting.
Yeah. I mean, also shout out, again, to anyone doing hybrids. Like, that's really impressive. I just simply bought a motor, loaded it, but these guys are doing all that research and science to do it themselves. And hybrids are cool. It's not just
It is a hybrid.
you got to do a lot of extra stuff, and they're using liquid as well, so they have to cool it. I mean, it's real science stuff. That's what you're doing at NASA and SpaceX. So good on them.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, it's nice to have those award categories so that we can recognize each of those. Even if you're not the overall winner necessarily, but you did the best in your category, there's still that opportunity, plus the technical awards too. And so all that factors in. And it sounds like now we'll cut over to some videos from our sponsors because, hey, like I said, we couldn't do it without you, and we're just glad to be here and appreciate your support.
Hybrids don't like to wait. We're going to give the count and let them go.
Tuning into hybrids now, so just listening to the announcements and really excited. So I know we'll get some footage. We got the drone cameras getting set and probably doing some hot swaps of batteries right now. We've been burning through batteries right and left.
Yeah, it's hard to know, especially with the hybrids, when we're actually going to launch. You know, they say filling, it's going to take 10 minutes, could take 20. So we're out there. Oh, the battery's low. We got to come back. And worst case scenario, they launch, right as we're landing our drone. But at least we'll have one drone. So that's always what we're trying to coordinate.
Right.
But
right.
Exciting. Like I said, hybrids, impressive. Looking forward to it.
For sure. I was going to mention we were doing
All right, we
some
have
super
word
chats
that the
earlier. Had some
range is
super chats
clear.
come in on YouTube. So
For a 10K shot, the sky is clear.
Oh, getting closer. 10K.
As they continue to fill, we are standing by on the word from the hybrid team, and we will simulcast them and give them the go.
Oh, yeah, good news. So, hey, shout out to the hybrids teams because we got 3 to go. I want to get them in the air, and good luck to those teams. If you're watching on the stream and you want to pop in a super chat on YouTube chat, hey, we'd love to see it. And, show your love in the comments and the chat there, and we'd love to have that. Every little bit supports Ezra, supports this live stream, and be able to bring this coverage to you. And there we go, nice aerial view of the overall
they've got their flag. They
hybrid
are
area. It looks like
anxiously
we're
awaiting.
zooming in on that particular rocket itself. Just getting the drone cam set. We've got the nice rocket cam from a distance set up. You can look at that. It looks like it's hazy in that shot, but it's really not bad. There's a little bit of haze in the distance. I heard there were some forest fires. I forget exactly where, but some of that might be drifting over a little bit in the background.
Yeah, I mean, even when there's just a slight bit of wind, it picks up all the dust, gets hazy. So, maybe we just need to tell our drone operators to wipe off the screen.
I mean, you never know. Sometimes we take the cameras out of air conditioning and things get a little interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's dusty out here for sure. So after a few flights, it collects.
Yeah, for sure.
But regardless, good shots, good angles.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I love to see that. A nice overview. You can see those custom rails. So I said it before. If you hadn't seen before, Ezra provides our own Ezra rails for the solids teams, except for the 2-stage. And the reason we do that is the rails are a specific length, and we have a requirement that you reach a certain minimum feet per second velocity at the top of that rail. The teams can use that rail distance and calculate, okay, well, how big of a motor do we have? What's the mass of the rocket? What kind of acceleration? How do you design the fins? All the aerodynamic, all the stuff that goes into that. Hybrids are different. They're a much slower rate of acceleration, a much longer duration burn, especially to reach the 30K altitudes.
Yeah.
And so you see these custom, very large rails to keep them stable and steady as they slowly accelerate and get off the pad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, you want to make sure you have it long enough to be going fast enough, because like I said earlier, if you're not going fast enough, you might not have the stability to go straight like you want it to. You might start tipping before you get that speed to really straighten out. And that may be what's happening to some of these rockets that go downrange. And again, that's another reason why in our criteria we want that high thrust to weight ratio in your simulations and design.
Yeah, for sure. And you can see that even helps with when we have the breezier conditions, some of the rockets, right as they get off that rail, heel over just a bit because the wind kicks those fins.
Yeah.
So the more speed you can get, the more stable you are, the less influence those higher winds have on your trajectory.
But, I mean, speaking of winds, I've never seen it this calm with it being this sunny. I mean, yesterday there was almost no wind, but there was a bunch of clouds. It was kind of cool. Last year it was I almost never had a moment where it was still. It was like constantly 10 to 15. There's almost, as many holds as we had yesterday, it was almost like the same last year because of wind holds. But it's looking really good today. It's awesome. Great conditions.
And I usually only see that in the morning, early in the morning, and now it's already, 9? The winds would be picking up. Hey, just a shout out, a couple of super chats just came out. Flippers79, go students for the advancement of humanity. Couldn't agree more. Big shout out to NASA Spaceflight for their contributions to the event, showcasing the talents
and everybody
worldwide.
After this hybrid flight, we
go
have 4
NSF.
Rockets.
And our enormous compliments to their team as well.
Right after the hybrid flight.
Love to see people supporting their teams.
Oh, yeah.
From home.
Love to see it. Lots of flags in chat. NASA Spaceflight came and helped us with our first live streams as we really were starting into this endeavor. And, just provided some technical kind of guidance and support and recommendations. And
for awareness, after those solid flights, there was somebody prepping out on 2-stage. So it's probably another 30 minutes or so away.
Okay, standing by to hear where we sit on hybrids, but anyway, NASA Spaceflight, yeah, it's been just enormously helpful to guide us in being able to bring an evolving and a higher quality live stream. I mean, right now we've got cameras galore, we've got lights, we've got a live stream booth right out here sitting with the teams.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to our Ezra team and shout out to NASA Spaceflight for making that all happen.
Yeah, really, thank you. Like, I'm just a volunteer, and I wouldn't be able to be doing this or having the fun, flying the drones, be talking to you guys if it wasn't for them setting all this up, doing all the logistics, as well as other Spaceport and Ezra volunteers.
Right. Yeah, you know, I was going to say, we didn't talk about it too much, but in the sense of students who have competed and coming back to volunteer with us is so you know, welcome, helpful, and a huge thanks to you. So, you know, and I know we have a whole bunch of people that for the first time have volunteered with us. We've got about 150-ish Ezra volunteers in total. And I don't even know if that counts all the judges who were scoring technical papers behind the scenes that may not have traveled out here. But we've got an enormous crew to pull this all together.
Yeah, I mean, I was planning to just come here as a mentor for my team, but I mean, they weren't able to make it. But I'm like, I still want to come here and watch these rockets, and you know, volunteering was definitely the best way. And I really, you know, obviously get to see
The word from hybrids, approximately 1 minute.
So if you're interested in helping out, you know,
hybrid launch.
I was kind of the same way, you know, flaming the guys in the controller. It's like, why am I not getting my footage right? So that's why I came out here. Like, I want to help out, you know, make sure we do provide better footage each year and, you know, address those concerns. And yeah, because I mean, the live stream's the funnest part, I guess, for everyone else not here. Even people who are here, they love watching the live stream, seeing what's going on around. You know, there's so much stuff here. It's like, you could really make a channel out of it, but, you know.
Yeah, for sure. So no pressure, but are you going to come back next year?
I mean, I plan to. I hope my school gets to come here next year. I'd be happy to mentor for them, but I mean, if
you
not,
can mentor and volunteer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll still, if not, I'll volunteer.
Sure.
And
Ladies and gentlemen, Team 47 from Buenos Aires on their hybrid pad is ready to go.
I didn't get.
Yeah.
Here we go for the hybrid pads. Everybody watch
Okay,
this
we're tuning
one.
in.
Hybrid pad going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Remember, it's a slow process. We're going to look for smoke where that igniter has lit.
Stand by to make sure
And
they
once
got our
they've
count.
confirmed they've got flame, then they'll open that valve and let the nitrous through. It can take a little while. So we're just looking for signs of life. I don't see anything yet. Great drone coverage right there on Team 47.
Lead and watching the live stream.
Oh,
Liftoff, liftoff, liftoff.
okay. Oh, we did get liftoff. Ooh, listen to that sound. There's a heel over. There's a separation. I see it grow. Now, we'll see if we get a main. Had some issues there, so obviously didn't reach their target
And there's a
altitude.
main.
But
Congratulations.
hey, great job. Look at that. That's exactly what I want to see. You know,
Moving over to solids.
motor didn't quite perform the way they might have wanted, but we're under parachute, and that's just great news.
I mean, getting it up in the
First
air
thing will
is
be pad
a feat in
Alpha
itself.
5.
That's,
Alpha.
you know,
And they might get their rocket back, and they can
Yeah,
rebuild and,
I
you know, do it again. Not during this week, but, you know, bring it back another time.
yeah, again,
Alpha 5 is
hybrids
Team
not
104.
easy. It's, you know, it takes a lot of chemistry, perfect
From
manufacturing,
the University of
and also
Altamira,
execution.
in Baja, California, in Mexico.
There we go.
Baja, California, Mexico. They're competing in 10K cots.
Okay, sounds like
Their
we're going to
team's
switch to
name
a solid.
Spelled
Yeah, I can see a little
CIUESE.
challenges there with the burn.
UABC.
Yeah,
And
I
their
mean,
rocket
I
name
believe
is
when it puffs
Cimarron.
and makes smoke, it's not
From the Autonomous
as
University
efficient burn
of
as it's
Baja,
supposed to
California,
be, right?
Mexico,
So I
participating in
think
10K cots.
just
We
those
present
parts
Cimarron
where
rocket that has the
they
implementation
have
of air
those black
brakes,
smokes come
S-ray.